Oh, here we go. And it worked this time. I'm always excited when YouTube works for me. Hey, everybody. Mary here from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and welcome to my weekly live chat. I try to go live here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Time. If you can see me, if I'm clear, and you're joining me, say hi. Let me know where you're at in this world, and what's going on in your part of the world. We finally got a little bit of cold here in our area, which is kind of exciting. It was really warm for this time of year for us. So I'm looking forward to actually some cooler weather. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Shirley. And hey, Inga. Awesome. Clear and straight. Whew, amazing. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for joining me. And I apologize. I got your school garden seeds out late, but they finally made it in the mail today. So you've got a nice big bundle of seeds for your kiddos. Hey, Natasha. Thanks for joining me. So tonight I don't have a specific topic. Hey, Asia Joe, I think you're on the road, I believe, joining me as well. And Esther's daughter. We got everybody joining me today. So I don't have normally I go live here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Time. And I have a specific topic I talk about. Sometimes it's just seed Q&A and we talk about specific seeds. So, oh, squeak, yay! Oh, Inga, 13 inches of snow. That is crazy. So because it's really cold out, I didn't want to make the trek to the seed shop back in the dark after my live chat. So I'm in the house today, all snug and bundled up. So if you hear banging around or if you hear cats squawking in the background, we have a lot going on in the house. We have Sergeant Pepper is here in the house. He's getting along with everybody. They're actually playing and getting along today for the first time in, I think it'll be 4 weeks on Monday maybe 3 weeks. I take that back. It'll be 3 weeks on Monday that he's been inside. Anyway, yes, Inga says, is there anything you should plant before the snow? Let me just double check the comments here. Yes, we're in the mountains now. Husband's driving. Hope I don't lose service. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Fortunately, you can always watch the replay afterwards. If you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Now, Inga asked, what should you plant before it snows? You should be planting everything that requires cold stratification if you are going to sow seeds outside. So before we hit 32 degrees last night, I went outside and I've got a couple of little shallow containers. I put some coconut coir in there because I've got a lid for these small shallow containers, and I planted seeds that require cold stratification. So I planted Yerba Santa. Sorry, I'm watching the cats get a little standoff here. Yerba Santa, yarrow, chamomile, echinacea. Let's see. Natasha says it's supposed to be an unbelievably cold here in Alabama next week, and I'm not looking forward to it. It's supposed to be cold next week as well, even colder than it is now. Hi, Pepper Kitty. We should also be planting things that, let's see. Down in the description section of this video is my comprehensive planting guide. It includes a link to a growing list of seeds that require cold stratification. Elderberry, I just added to my website. That needs cold stratification. Black mulberry is brand new for this year. All of the blueberry varieties, ginseng, senna, witch hazel, all of those should be cold stratified. So if you are looking at more of the newer varieties, especially the medicinals, heal all, there's a massive list of them on my website. Sage, oregano, Altered Ego 420 says just had some firewood delivered for this cold weather. Oh, I know it's coming up. Hey, everybody. Hey, Mindy. Hey, Kelly. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I'm inside today because it's nice and toasty warm. So I've got cats literally everywhere. Anyway, so I might get distracted. I apologize if I do, but you're probably used to it because I am easily distracted by lots of things. I've got my garden journal here. I started making a list of all of the seed varieties that I want to plant, and I ended up needing like way more extra pages. So I just wanted to throw this out there. If you do purchase the garden journal and you run out of sheets, you can always message me and I can send you either the download or I can send you the actual printed sheets. We can work something out, whatever works. We'll figure it out from there. But if you're like me, and instead of using the seed inventory sheets for seed inventory, because I currently have 1,000 varieties of seeds available at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, so 3 pages is not going to be enough for me. So if you're like me and you have a lot of seeds, maybe use those seed inventory sheets for what you're actually going to plant, like give you a list of what you should plant for this year or what you want to plant for this year. And that might be really helpful for you too. And before I get any further, also wanted to throw this out there at you that if you place an order on December 27th or going forward through January 31st, 2025, hey, Mr. Old Clunker, thanks for joining me. We've got a postcard, calendula, one of my favorites. So January is Plant for Pollinators Month. So we talk about pollinators. We talk about why it's important to plant for pollinators, not necessarily because you are planting for pollinators this month, but in January, a lot of us are planning. I got my garden journal here. I am planning lots of stuff. So I want to make sure that I plan ahead and incorporate pollinators in my garden. So of course I chose calendula as my free bee seed this year, free bee seed, because not only is it beneficial in your garden to bring in pollinators, deter bad bugs, it also is medicinal. So I definitely want to include that. I am planting way more medicinals this year than I normally do. I'm adding extra herb gardens because there's so much out there that we're not utilizing in our gardens that we could and that we should. There's small spaces where you can add something here and there that really might be beneficial to you in the future, and maybe you've never tried it before. Oh, there's Pepper Kitty. Toothache plant, for example. It's a very small plant. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it is beneficial. You can dry the herb to use at a later time if you've got a toothache. You can use it as a tincture, or you can literally just walk out into the garden and chew on that leaf, and it will produce a numbing sensation in your mouth wherever you're chewing it. Let me answer Inga's question. Not sure if you have, the answer, or if we should be concerned when gardening, but there have been reports that the black colored takeout trays, black colored plastic leach flame retardant. So that's a really good question, and I had not heard about that. So I'm definitely going to have to look that up. I definitely don't want to be using something like that in my garden, and I definitely want to make sure that my customers know about that. So Inga, I have your email address, and we talk all the time. So I will make sure that I check that out as well. Mindy says, you have a garden planner. Yes, we do. And where can you find a link? In the description section of this video, you will find a link to not just my comprehensive planting guide, but also my garden journal. I created this. It actually took me a year to create this because I have been creating templates for me to use for my garden and different things that I use in the garden. So it's got a seed inventory worksheet. It's got a seed wish list. It's got a garden layout planner. It's got grid pages. So even just these simple grid pages, those are super easy to plan out your gardens. And what I normally do is, and there's all kinds of stuff in here. No, what I normally do is I will create one grid that is all of my gardens, and I'll, put them on my map. And then what I'll use the extra grid pages for is I'll say, okay, I have the large fenced garden. I have the shade garden. I have the new garden. So I name them. And so I will put those on my map, and then I will use a separate sheet to map out that actual garden. So my larger garden that has a large fence in it, that one takes up a couple of sheets. So if it's something that you're interested in, definitely check it out. These are already ready to ship. I've already shipped out a bunch of them already. It's a fun way to do things, and it's a 3-ring journal. So you can add stuff to it. It actually even has, I shared this in my video last week. Last week I discussed planning and planting. It even has a sheet, not a sheet, an insert in there that you can put important paperwork in. So if there's something that maybe you don't have hole punch and you want to put it in there, you can. Anyway, other questions? Yes, Inga, definitely send me the link. I would love to see the information on that. There's a lot of great BPA free plastics that you can use to grow food in. I don't always use plastic. I actually prefer not to use plastic, but sometimes it's just whatever you have. And I know the winter sowing, there's so much information out there about winter sowing, but I don't want to discourage people in thinking that you have to use milk jugs or water jugs. I don't drink milk, and we don't buy water jugs because we've got an awesome filter back there. So I am just using what I have available to me. So if you buy salad in those plastic containers, or if you buy, you know, other random stuff that comes in a container, it's crazy how much stuff I save. Things like yogurt containers. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel about different containers that you can save for seed saving. Yogurt containers, sour cream containers. I mean, there's all of those plastics that if you buy it from the store, you can rinse it out, wash it out, and reuse it to grow food in, and you don't actually have to go out and buy a lot of stuff. So I know there's that, the winter sowing, people are, a lot of that is like, oh, you have to use this, but I just literally use what I have available to me because it's easy and I like to recycle stuff. So that's always an option for you as well. If you have any questions, throw that at me. I wanted to address something also, and that's the free shipping. I had someone commenting, like a rapid fire commenting on a bunch of my Facebook posts today. They had issues with lots of different things apparently. So I wanted to address that and share updated information with you. So I offer free shipping on qualifying orders of $20 or more. Now, how do I get free shipping, Mary? That's the biggest question is, what's the deal with free shipping? If your order is heirloom seed packs only, individual packs, not the bulk packs, it's $20 or more, and within the US, you can get free shipping on that order. If you are ordering larger items like sprouting seeds or bulk seeds, soil amendments, coconut coir bricks, those don't qualify for free shipping. So it doesn't matter if your order is $20 or $200 or $2,000. If it has heirloom seed packs only and we're shipping within the US over $20, you can get free shipping. And that information is available on my website in the ordering info page. But if you've got questions and you're like, Mary, I got a cart full of stuff, it's over $20, but it's charging me shipping. And I can normally say, oh, well, it's because you have grow bags in your cart and those don't qualify for free shipping, but it's only $4.50 to ship the grow bag. So it's really not super expensive. And I do try and keep it reasonable so that we can make sure that you guys get awesome seeds for an awesome garden. Let's see what else. Discount codes. Where do you enter the discount codes? That was another question I had today. At checkout, when you have, say you got your $20 worth of stuff in your cart and you hit checkout, you're going to see the list of stuff that you have in your cart. You're going to see the area on the left. I'm on a computer because I was just on my computer. The area on the left is to enter all your personal information, shipping information, because we need to know where you live to ship your order. But on the right-hand side, underneath your order, underneath your checkout, it says discount code or gift card. So if you have a gift card, there's a special code that you get for your gift card. And there's a special code if you want to use a discount code. And both of them are going to go in that same box. And you hit enter. And there you go. So if you were wondering what discount codes I offer right now, we have several. You can enter 2025, 2025, and that will take 5% off your entire order. Or you can use Seed Combo 25, and that will take 10% off all seed combo packs. So there's tons of information on the website, but I always like to go live and share some more info with you. And if you've got any questions, again, you're always welcome to ask. If you don't want to ask them during my live chat, you can always send an email. My email is mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, and I do actually answer your emails. We have 2 awesome announcements I made. Actually, okay, there's like 5 awesome announcements I made recently. Inga says, I love that discount program you have. Did you know that is, hang on. Did you know that you save a code, you can use it later too. It saves for whatever you're ready. Yes, absolutely. And if you create an account on my website and you add a bunch of stuff to your cart, it will store your cart, which is kind of cool too. Because maybe you're not ready to order right now. Maybe you want to order tomorrow. Maybe you want to order in 2 days from now, 3 days from now. Hey, Joanne, thanks for joining me. And hey, Tiger's Garden, thanks for joining me as well. Welcome to my weekly live chat. For those of you that are new to my chat, welcome. For those of you that join me regularly, welcome back. I do try to stay consistent with my live chats every Thursday, but it's chilly outside. So I'm inside today. I definitely do not want to be outside in the cold weather right now. Oh, you saw that. Caitlin says, what kind of pumpkins and squash do you have behind you? So if I remember correctly, I have Long Island cheese pumpkin is the light one here. I have that one was from my feral garden. I think it is small sugar pumpkin. I would have to go back into my notes to actually see. And then the tiny one over there is Seminole pumpkin. So the Seminole pumpkin is not a large pumpkin, but it is one of my favorites. If you have followed me for any period of time, for a long period of time at least, you'll know that in October of 21, I harvested Seminole pumpkin and I stored it in a cabinet in my house, and I ate it November of 22 and it was delicious. So that was 13 months old and it was still delicious and it did not rot. So Seminole pumpkin is hands down my favorite pumpkin to grow for long-term storage. Esther's daughter says, can I still plant carrot seeds when next week is going to be in the 30s here in Florida? Yes, you can. Use my carrot technique. Sprinkle your seeds, make sure the soil is moist, sprinkle some soil over that, make sure the soil is moist, and put down cardboard. That will give you a little bit of a barrier. And if it's only going to be 30 degrees for like a day or two, you're going to be totally fine. We are expecting temperatures in the low 30s. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to get into the high 20s, and my carrots are thriving. Now, they're not seeds, they're actually growing, but carrots are a cool weather crop and they should be fine. Most importantly is you want warm soil for carrot seeds. And if it's only going to get down to 30 for a couple of hours, you should be totally fine. Tiger's Garden says, I grew some spaghetti squash earlier this year, and it was the first thing I grew that, because you don't use chemicals. Awesome. We love that you're growing organic. We grow organic as well. It is so important, especially since, speaking of, one of the many awesome announcements I made this week, and that was Plant for Pollinators Month. And I mentioned it earlier in my video. During the entire month of January, we talk about Plant for Pollinators, and not because you're planting right now, but because we are planning and we want to include pollinators in our gardens. We want to include pollinator-friendly crops in our gardens. And that also includes not using harmful gardening techniques that would harm beneficial insects. So you'll get 2 free seeds with your orders right now through the end of January 2025. We do this every January. This month I chose calendula because not only is it pollinator friendly, but it is also medicinal. And Joanne Key says you love my earrings. Yes, ma'am, they are from the glass cherry as well. For you, those of you that don't know, you can look at theglascherry.com. There's a lot of fun bee stuff there. I use the stainless steel strainer from the glass cherry to make my loose leaf teas. I mentioned in a previous video that I use stinging nettle and spearmint for allergies in Texas, and I brew it by the half gallon. It's great stuff. It's delicious. I throw some raw local honey in there when I'm done, so definitely check it out. Esther's daughter says you have a package of calendula from us. Awesome. Definitely plant those this year. I'm really looking forward to adding more medicinals in my garden, and also just adding more pollinator friendly spaces in my garden. So I don't necessarily have 100% of the herbs that I want, but I'm getting there. The herb stripper is awesome. There's a stainless steel herb stripper and a wooden herb stripper at the Glass Cherry, which is kind of fun also. Let's see, Altered Ego 420 says I plant a lot of different pollinator plants for my beehives. That's right, you've got beehives. That's awesome. Let's see, you've got more. Sorry, I can't see all the questions as they come up. Another new crop I'm going to plant this season. I thought I might try growing loofah. Loofah is fantastic. So I grow loofah on my fenced garden on the outside of it. And my mom usually, I didn't do it this year for my mom. I should have, but I failed. Sorry, Mom. I grow loofah and I give her locally made soap and loofah. She loves it. And loofah is great because you can use it as a sponge both in the kitchen, in the shower, but you can also compost it when you're done, which is super awesome. That's one of those things that we really like. Indiana Backyard says I want lots of spaces for herbs and flowers that will just reseed every year. Absolutely. We definitely do that as well. We plant a lot of perennials in our garden so that I don't have to plant it year after year after year. But then of course, there's plenty of annuals that I love, like the calendula. The cool thing about calendula is you can collect those seeds and plant them next year. So you don't necessarily have to buy them year after year. Can you recommend herbs? Natasha has a question. Can you recommend herbs and pollinator friendly things for shady areas? My front beds are super shady and it feels like wasted space right now. So off the top of my head, I don't have an answer for you, but I will definitely give you a list. Natasha, and I do this on occasion. Yes, there's a lot of information in my brain, but not 100% of the information in my brain. So Natasha, if you will send me an email to mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, I will give you a much better list. I do know that calendula can survive in 4 to 6 hours of sun, so that's a plus. But I need to know more. So is it completely shady? Is it semi-shady? So that's something to do you have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or no hours of sun? Because those are going to be factors. I threw out a massive amount of crimson clover last year in a very, very shaded space. I call it my front forest. It's where all the water gathers sometimes when we have rain, and it's full of trees. It's what's called dappled sunlight. So it's not necessarily fully, there's another orange cat. It's not necessarily fully shaded, but it's mostly shaded. And definitely echinacea, coneflower, those are definitely shady varieties that you can grow, but it depends on how much shade we're talking about. So I would definitely recommend, let's see, phlox does good and most herbs do well, but it depends. So if you have 4 hours of shade, definitely awesome. If it's totally shaded, there are some that are more well adapted to full shade versus partial shade. And so, yes, Joanne, definitely hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So I did a video not long ago last year now. It's kind of crazy how 2024 just vanished. So I think it was probably May of 2024. I did a live chat about partial shade and full sun gardens. And I was in the new herb garden that I had just created. And I was talking about things that I would plant in shadier areas versus the sunnier areas. So that might be a good video for you as well, because I did list a lot of things that can grow in partial shade. Really, it just depends on what kind of shade we're talking about. If it's full shade or dappled sunlight or, sorry, totally distracted by cats right now. It's insane. Sorry. I normally go live in the seed shop so that I don't have this problem. Natasha says I'll take some pics and attach them when I send you an email. That would be fantastic. You said your whole neighborhood is pretty shady. It's literally called Shady Ridge. Well, there you go. So yeah, if it's more shaded, I'll be able to give you more specific varieties on things that will grow in like marshier or shadier areas. So definitely reach out to me. Send me an email. I always encourage people, send me an email. If I don't have the answers for you right away, I will get you a much more detailed answer for you in an email if you send it to me. So in the description section of this video, you'll find a link to my comprehensive planting guide. You'll find a link to my brand new garden journal that I put together. You'll find the new arrivals for 2025. And I mentioned earlier that I made a bunch of announcements this week. I put out the Plant for Pollinators, the 2025 Garden Challenges check-in, a seed giveaway, a seed sale. There's a lot of information and it's all available at marysheirloomseeds.com. Go to my website and then click Mary's blog and you'll find all of the information there. And it's so funny that I sent out this email for the giveaway. And one of the entries is to comment on my blog post about your favorite pollinator-friendly variety. Because of course, January is Plant for Pollinators month. And there were so many people that said, I had no idea you had a blog. And when I do a giveaway, one of the ways you can enter is to check out my YouTube channel. I can't tell you how many people comment and go, I had no idea you had a YouTube channel. So there's so many ways to get information from me. You can send me an email, you can check out my YouTube channel, you can check out my website. There is lots of info. That's it. And like I said, I do try to go live here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Time. Last week was a little different because it was Christmas on Wednesday and I just didn't feel like going live right afterwards. I spent a lot of time in the garden last week, which was pretty cool. It wasn't super hot, it wasn't super cold, even being in December, which was just crazy. And so yes, new opportunities. Every year is a new chance. It's a clean slate. Right now is January and I still have a ton of stuff growing in my garden. So I can't really say I'm starting with a blank slate, but we have so much to be planting in 2025. So stay tuned for more information. That's it, guys. That's it for me. I am Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds signing off. And like I said, if you've got questions, send me an email. If you're watching the replay, you can always comment below and I will try to respond to you as well. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Happy New Year and happy planting.